Good morning or afternoon, Dr. Barnhill. Today I'll be tackling the NBA Super Team Dilemma, exploring its impact and proposing solutions. I'm excited to dig into this critical issue and hear your possible insights. Imagine this, a league where the competitive balance teeters on the edge, where superstars unite to form powerhouse teams. Join me as we'll explore the highs, the lows, and the impact on the game we love. Now let's tip off this conversation. The NBA's first formation of a super team was the LA Lakers of the late 60s and 70s. It can be argued that the Boston Celtics of the 50s and 60s are the first, but they derived more naturally, which is a rare occurrence and therefore excluded. To my knowledge, there has only been 18 true NBA super teams since the LA Lakers created the first one back in the 60s. 19 total, and only 6 have occurred before 2008, thus making it a newer trend. First super team will emerge because their star players around the league are willing to take pay cuts. Secondly, super teams are formed because the NBA can accommodate the salaries, reduced or not, of multiple NBA stars at once. A consequence of an NBA league built around super teams is that the league will become too predictable with little loyalty to teams. Even if the team does not remain healthy, it is still highly predictable that they will make the NBA Finals or a conference championship. The first modern NBA super team was the Miami Heat's Big Three. When LeBron brought the whole squad together, there actually was an initial jump in ratings and viewings. However, the following year, there was a substantial drop-off, and if we were to look at the numbers in the 2020s, there is still a decline. The most significant and notable part of the continuation of super teams is the imbalance of top-heavy teams, leading to a lack of competitive games. It is like Big Brother and his friends playing with Little Brother and his friends, like Steph Curry and his Warriors playing Steph Curry and the Sacramento Kings. You would like to assume that in the NBA playoffs there will be more competitive play and better games to watch. Not the case. Since 2012, 20-point blowout wins are more common. Last year, over a quarter of the games were 20-point blowout wins or more. The dominance of 2 to 3 NBA teams throughout the season and playoff run can leave fans disinterested with no chance of making the playoffs. Even fans of teams who are in the playoffs might not be as interested because the super team they're about to be crushed by. Having fans uninterested in their own team and the league overall can affect fan engagement throughout the league, affecting TV ratings, attendance at games, and revenue for the league. It could also lead to the creation of super bandwagon fans. There's a reason that we typically find small market teams struggling to grasp a championship or even a winning record at times. It is because they're big name players they draft or develop once you test free agency or demands a trade. We've seen this multiple times. KD, Harden, Russ, LeBron, Anthony Davis. In the NBA, when it comes to making money, players are better off sucking and making money in LA or New York than being excellent in Memphis or New Orleans. That is not a matter of the small market needing to be smarter and work harder than the big markets to thrive, but rather doing what they can to survive. Addressing issues associated with super teams in the NBA is a complex task. Any potential solutions would likely involve a combination of measures. However, I will provide some suggestions that the NBA could consider to mitigate the problems associated with their super teams. The NBA could implement salary cap rules to make it more challenging for teams to assemble multiple max contract players, also increasing the luxury tax penalties for teams that are consistently exceeding the salary cap. The NBA could adjust their current draft system to further discourage tanking and provide more opportunities to teams that have a history of struggling to secure top draft picks. The lottery could be tweaked so that the worst performers don't necessarily have the best chance at the best picks. The NBA could implement a system that will only allow a specific number of max contract players. That could help prevent superstars from concentrating to a few teams. They could also implement restrictions on the length of player contracts to prevent teams from signing multiple star players. The NBA should introduce incentives for players to stay with their current teams, such as salary cap expectations or bonuses for long-tenured players with a single franchise. Also enhancing their early bird rights to provide teams with greater financial advantages when resigning their own players. During free agency, the NBA should assess the superstars on the market and determine that this year, each team can only sign one player out of the top 4 or top 6, depending who's on the market. This should deter teams acquiring superstars all in one season. In summary, the NBA's issues with super teams impacts competitiveness and fan engagement. Proposed solutions, including salary cap adjustments, draft system reforms, and player loyalty incentives, striking this balance is crucial for a more vibrant and competitive future. Thank you.